Hello, everyone, and welcome to March 23rd, my mystical soul reading for this week ahead. And thank you for everyone who's joining us as well. I can see Tim in the comments and Frederick. Hello. I unfortunately can't see all of the comments from multiple platforms. So even though there's a few other people here, sometimes comments don't show. So I just wanted to say hello to everyone. And I also saw, where is it? Oh, thank you. You've reminded me to mention as well. Let me jump up to this screen. We had an amazing show last night, all on plasma beings, and I will bring up another screen so I can show you guys as well. Okay, bear with me as I do the back end tech side of things. So yeah, if you guys can hit the like button, that'd be great. Make sure that the algorithm gets pumped out to everyone else to see this as well. And you can see here over on Maison Jupiter on their YouTube channel as well, we have the Galactic Show. So there's another one coming up that we're going to be doing next Friday night, which will be really, really interesting topic. So this next one will be on underwater worlds and USOs. So I really can't wait to explore, especially what the cards are saying around this. And I just want to remind you guys too that Elena and Julie are over in Dominican Republic, ready to do the full moon in Libra activation as well. So we will be focused a bit on this tonight as well, but please make sure to jump on over and register over on at masonjupiter.com. And I also want to remind you guys as well that I have my website, solreta.com. So you can come in and this will take you a link to Maison Jupiter. So it's got a little bit about what I do here. We also have, I think it was down the bottom of the screen, was a link to my recipe book. So here we have a free recipe as well. So if you click on this little link, it'll take you to the blueberry chai recipe link, which is really, really delicious. It tastes like ice cream. And yeah, you'll see the recipe over there. So I just want to remind you guys about that. But before we get into today's reading and the reading for the week ahead, I also wanted to share, this was an orb pic that I took the other day. You can see in the background, there's a lot of mist and a lot of cloud. And yeah, it was just a really kind of like ominous kind of like, spiritual kind of vibe in the air as I was driving. I just took a quick pic. You can see I've circled two little artifacts. Now, you can see that some of the orbs are lens flare coming from the sun. The one that I've circled though, when you get closer on it, which unfortunately I can't bring it up any closer without having both pieces separate. But yeah, when you click on that, you could see an orb. So we really are getting more signs of things in our atmosphere, plasma. We're really seeing the veil between worlds, as I've been saying for quite a while, is getting super, super thin. And we can see here, there was another interesting one that's definitely not a line on the road. And it doesn't seem to be something that's coming in from the sun either. And you can see the mystical clouds in the background. But when I look at it, it could be trees that look like to be a floating city in that. So yeah, just an interesting one that I wanted to share with you guys. So let's have a look into the energies for this week. And I can see Patrick and Shauna here. Thank you guys for coming. And we will talk about with this, the lunar eclipse. I'm just reading my notes as well. So we're going to have a lunar eclipse in Libra on the 25th. So that will be our Monday here in Australia. And this will be helping us with releasing karmic relationships, really releasing like old stuck energy. So it's interesting because it's an energy that sometimes we can kind of like hang on to, or we can sit in and we can get comfortable and we can always just, sort of stay in the same. But if we're really looking for growth and we're really looking to be in alignment with where it is that we want to be in future, this is actually a really beautiful, powerful eclipse. So that's why I do recommend Elena and Julie's powerful meditation that they've literally flown to Dominican Republic because it is such a beautiful vortex point. So yeah, this will be an interesting one. It's also helping release old stuck energies that are holding us back. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining us, everyone. It's so lovely to see you guys from all over the world. I love Utah. It's such a beautiful place. It felt like home over there. Yeah. So so nice to see like Soul family here. We can see Colorado, Florida, so many beautiful places you guys are from. So yeah, with looking into this, I've written notes around this illuminating what feels good. Now, what's interesting, when I was actually writing the notes for this, and you guys know I'm dyslexic as well, which I see as a superpower and a gift sometimes. But what we see with this is I've written, excuse my writing, but illuminating what feels, and I wrote God. And then I had to recorrect it and write good, but I left the other version of my dyslexic slip. So illuminating what feels God, I thought was actually very, very interesting. But yeah, it's about balance, it's about expansion, growth, love, forgiveness, but it's all to kind of like get us to that higher trajectory. So really interesting energy. And I feel this is also a build up for the eclipse energy that we're going to be having with the sun on the 8th, which will be really, really interesting. So I'm just going to also read to you guys from just a little astrology thing that I have. So this is going to be the lunar eclipse is attached to the karmic node, and the lunar eclipse in Libra might show what isn't working in our current relationships, how we can work on it together. So if you're single, it's about encouraging to figure out the habits and ideas that are holding you back in love, because quite often it's our own kind of like trip ups that happen, when it comes to love or it comes to, oh, thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. Yeah, please hit like and share and subscribe. So with this, and just ignore any spammers that are joining. I will delete things after. So with the eclipse ruler, Venus, is one of the most favored positions. So this is helping to clear baggage from the past. It's letting us lean towards soul enriching, meaningful connections. So these are the people, the places, the experience, and the soul journey that's really going to be more enriching. So a lot of the things that we're letting go of were actually holding us back, weighing us down. So sometimes you will also have with these kind of situations that you tend to be the same person and you actually will limit like your growth as well. So it's kind of like for the best good of everyone that we do keep moving ahead towards better and higher things and towards things that are more soul aligned as well. So as well, it says here, regardless of relationship status, let go of what you thought love was and embrace what it can be. So you have some really interesting energy. And I have heard through the week as well that certain signs at the moment, astrologically, are more open to being to receiving like expected wealth this week from outside sources. So really, we've got a very interesting week. The other thing that I got prompted to look into was one of my gorgeous best friends sent me the Simple Abundance, a day book of comfort and joy. And whilst I might miss a few days every now and then, it always has amazing messages when I'm ready to open it. Now, March the 23rd, what we have is always be a first-rate version of yourself. So it really talks more about like honoring you, honoring like you doing your best. So it's really not about focusing on others, but it is also related to what we were just talking about with the Libra full moon. So I won't read this whole story, but it does talk about the first line is, I would make a terrible Judy Garland, but I'd do a pretty good Sarah Van Breath and Neck, which I'm not sure who that is. But so it really talks about sort of not trying to be someone else, but really trying to be like that best version of self. So, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to have to go back and watch that. Thanks, Debs. Exciting. So the other thing that we have on my little list as well, I asked for a message to come within a dream last night, and I really set my intention to have an answer to certain things. And what was interesting was I don't necessarily remember my dream so much now, but I remember waking up with kind of like a repetitive feeling or a repetitive thought, and that was around getting to utter stillness and really kind of quietening that monkey mind. So we know that we can do this with breath. But what they were showing me was not just to get to this place of stillness and to this quieter, place of mind, but it was also to really kind of like hold intention. So what I mean by that is to hold kind of like this place of stillness, to really be in this space of what it is that we want as our highest desire at the moment, and visualize being that version of self. But then when I turned on YouTube this morning and I was just having a little check-in, there was the suggested video that was all about, doing this exact same principle that Spirit showed me, but it was about holding it for, I think it was 68 seconds. And it was saying that holding that one pure intention or thought for 68 seconds is equivalent of over an action of about 200 million. So it's almost like doing the same thing over 200 million times. So yeah, really, really interesting little take-home type thing that I got from what I'd pondered on last night and what was coming through. So let's have a look and see what comes up for this week. And yeah, I can't wait to check out that rainbow. Let's have a look and see what comes up for us in this beautiful lunar eclipse energy. And I just had some cards fall out. I think there's a couple there, but we'll grab some more. And we really are, it feels like there's a ramp up or kind of like a build up of energy. I don't know about you guys, but I really have been doing more of like the detox side of things as well, leading up to these eclipses. Now we have quite a few cards. Let me just pop these out here. And we have 7. I'm just flipping some around because some of my deck fell out. And we have 7 cards here on my little narrow desk. So let's have a look as well. Oh, and I missed it. Oh, you know what you reminded me, Tim? Just before I started, when I was getting ready to go live, there was actually a little golden orb as well. Yeah, I'm going to have to rewind. Thank you, guys. I love it when you guys see things. It's so amazing. So let's have a feel into these 7 cards that we have. So what I'm actually being shown is us being kind of, I do get sort of like a golden, soft, celestial energy. And I feel it's almost like a conveyor belt or kind of like a feeling of being wrapped and scooped. And what I'm also seeing is the work that we've already done has put us onto the path of where now we're kind of more just, it's not that we're having to like really work hard at maintaining frequency and vibration and things at the moment. I just actually keep seeing the sun's energy come in. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been outside quite a lot this week, sitting in the sun and really just, shoes off on the ground. Oh, interesting. Thanks, Stephanie. I'm going to have to go check that out as well. And it is so lovely to see everyone here. And yeah, we're definitely sending the fairies love. They love it around here. So the energy I keep seeing, I feel like we're on this trajectory and I keep seeing this golden energy that we're being pulled or almost like magnetically drawn to. So I do feel there is something within us, within our DNA, that there is an activation coming, more to do with this solar eclipse energy and with the sun. The word that they've just given me is alignment. So it's something to do with our alignment with the sun that is really coming in to activate. So let's flip these cards over and see what we have. So interesting, because the future card that is sitting like in the end of my deck is actually, it has the sun in it. And that was where I feel that we're moving towards. So what we have here is, thank you. So yeah, about 15 solar flares yesterday. Okay, well, yeah, that explains like the intense energy and things as well. Yeah, thank you, Alona. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. I do know who you are. I can see your face. I'm just not the best at pronouncing sometimes. So yeah, we have the 10 of Swords. So we're actually letting go of everything within this week. So enough of the people that are popping swords into you. We sometimes will see this as, laying on the beach and there's the swords that are in the back. So it definitely is about releasing any karmic relationships, any karmic situations that are no longer benefiting your soul growth. We see here that the heart has been left undamaged. So sometimes we can tend to think of ourselves, and I just saw 1414, like a little portal popping up. But yeah, sometimes we can tend to think of ourselves as, that was as good as it can get. That is, as high as that trajectory or that relationship or that experience or connection or friendship can take us. But we're actually seeing that there is an ending cycle coming. And we've got the Princess of Wands. So this is actually about releasing any fears that you might have, anything that was around control. So it may have been like a controlling connection or a controlling relationship or a situation that was holding or pulling you down into fear. And what we see with the Princess of Wands, she's actually a really beautiful card. She is one that I sometimes refer to as the people pleaser energy, because she's got the little sunshine on the end of the wand. And interesting, we were talking about sort of being dragged towards the sun. And in this situation, we actually see that she's not getting dragged towards that light. She's trying to bring the light, but she's actually getting dragged into the pits of hell. So the tiger represents fear. So are you making choices and decisions at the moment based on fear? Is that keeping you stuck? Is it keeping you in this past energy? Is it keeping you comfortable? And sometimes even the familiar, even if it doesn't serve our best and highest good, can still feel like a comfort zone too. So what is it that you need to do to come into all of your gifts at the moment? We see here the Magnus or the Magician energy. And what we see as well, this is so cool, more orbs. I'm going to have to really have a look back on this video. Thank you. And I do feel, and I just saw 555, I do feel it is all of our energy participating. There was actually 4 5s on my screen at that point. So yeah, with the magnets, this is definitely about protecting your energy. So we see the little Achilles heel leak, and I actually feel a bit of throat chakra energy coming up with this. So there might have been some things that you guys have held, like within your throat chakra, some things that you might not have expressed. This could have been going on for some time. It definitely feels like it's the week to have these conversations. And I know we are in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, but I feel that it's also releasing these things so that we're not taking it through to the next cycle. So yeah, a really powerful Mercury energy. What we also see with the Magnus or the Fool, I also see him as like Neo in the Matrix, where he not only can attract or bring things to him, but he can kind of control his thoughts and things will move away from him, like the bullets that get fired. What we also see is the card of peace. So this echoes that message of deep, deep stillness that I was talking about Spirit was giving me this morning when I woke up. And then again, when I switched on YouTube and saw a few videos and things, there was a few kind of like, on your For You type page. So yeah, definitely practice on holding this peace energy, holding this intention of having that thought. And when I tuned in, I also got like 1 minute 30. So whether it's setting your alarm for 90 seconds, not that you want to have an alarm to call you out of like holding that beautiful heartfelt intention and things, but hold that best and highest version or your aspiration of what you desire. I would start with smaller things. So start with things, whether it's like, manifesting, an interaction that you would love to have with someone, or whether it's, manifesting, they always say to work on manifesting a cup of coffee and things. Now, the other thing too is that you still have to kind of put yourself out there in the physical. So with this beautiful peace card as well, I always see the Two of Swords as sort of like that, duality world, or that option of where this is the 3D reality, but we know to kind of change things, we have to come into this blue lotus heart space. So when you are feeling into holding peace and holding, whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest. And it was interesting because I was talking to my partner, and yeah, he was having the same sort of like intention and the same kind of feeling around like what we're talking about today too. So I think there is a few of us in the collective at the moment. We do have where this is purging old unwanted things. So this 7 of, and I'm just getting like an itchy heart as we're talking about this being Cups energy too. This is Venus and Scorpio energy. So different feelings or uncomfortable sensations, or noticing like where you feel things, within like your chakras, within your aura, could be indications of things wanting to come up and out and to be expressed. So with this 7 of Cups situation, 7 for me really represents things that are kind of unseen, or things that would perhaps previously not put a lot of intention behind. So with this Scorpio energy, this, last few moments before we go into excuse me, guys, it really does affect. Sometimes when I'm reading, I will get the different energies come in and affect the chakras that we're talking about. And for a lot of us, there is throat chakra things. So yeah, with this is what I call the draining of the swamp energy. So it's definitely time to release old emotions. And as we said at the start, this is about forgiveness. In this moon cycle that we're going into, it's really not about holding grudges or anything like that. This is all transformation for your best and highest good. So we see the star card come here, and we see here that she's a pure channel. So we see this beautiful energy that she brings and sort of delivers into our realm, into our space. So yeah, what we have with this, we see here the little self-repairing celestial crystals too. So this is about regeneration. It is about being the best version of you, not about trying to be someone else, as we had come up in the abundance book. So we also see that that's a process. We have the roses, which I often associate with Mary Magdalene, the butterfly transformational energies too. And with this beautiful star card, she actually resembles and brings about hope. So what we actually see with this is this I'm giving the word finalization. So where I had that vision before to do with the sun and this gravitation towards feeling into this, it's actually a gravitation towards being in your highest light or the highest version of self. So this is really, really important this week to focus on this in meditation. And Queen of Wands, we see how far she's grown, and we saw all these cards in between this journey. And what fascinates me is the amount of times that these two cards come out within this kind of order, with the Princess coming up first and then the Queen of Wands coming up second. So with this, we see how fear, or the big cat, is no longer controlling her. She actually has the cat under the palm of her hand, and she is in control. So definitely become in control of your emotions this week. Become conscious and observant of your thoughts. And this is where also sitting in the sun will help to kind of purify and to release anything as well. Oh, and I see Deb saying as well, try a golden heliocrystal. It helps to have it in the palm of your hand or on your throat chakra as well. Thank you for that. I will look into that. And yeah, I do find when I'm reading, I will get things physically. I have done channeling in terms of like physical voice mediumship, where spirit actually comes in and you can have like your voice box make different sounding voices and things. For me, I'd rather relay and have the conversation with spirit rather than actually trans channel in that way. To me, it feels a little bit uncomfortable. But what we have here is the pine cone on the end of the wand as well. So this is definitely getting like your vision so super clear, really releasing like any of the fear. And we know it's false evidence appearing real, but we see here there's an activation of this solar energy in the sun. So stand in your Queen of Wands energy is such a strong message for this week. Really connect into the sun energy too. And let's have a look into the Greek Mythos Tarot and see what that has to say for this week. So interesting, as I just sweep those cards away, I feel a release in throat chakra too. So it's one thing to notice, like when you guys are picking cards at home, if this is something you're experiencing or feeling. So let's have a look into what we've got. I will flip these straight over. So we have 5. We have Page of Wands, 2 of Cups, the Strength card, 6 of Cups, and Knight of Cups as well. So the words that I heard with this when I flipped them over, even if you're doing a little something, you're still doing something. So it's better to be doing like little things than to be doing nothing at all. So this will get you on that conveyor belt energy. It will get you onto, really kind of feeling this trajectory ahead as well. And thank you, Tim. Yeah, I definitely let's start working and manifesting together. Let's hold this beautiful vision for utopia as well. So with this Page of Wands, we see here it's such a beautiful energy. Interesting, we have the sun come in too. Now, Page of Wands for me sometimes can also be kind of like Phoenix rebirth energy. It's also Leo leadership energy. We then have the Love card, 2 of Cups. So definitely connect with others. And that was also my message, with talking to my partner about this kind of holding intention and manifestation and holding this, this like 1.5 minutes. I just kept feeling, let's do this together. Let's like hold the same vision. Let's, see the same outcome, because 2 is better than 1. And that's what we're seeing as well. So with this Page of Wands energy, it is about redesigning. as well. So really redesign going forth for this full moon, what it is that what it is that you aspire to be, but see it as already happening now. We actually have the Strength card too. So I do feel that a lot of you guys are actually much stronger than you know. And a lot of people have had like huge tests and challenges over the last couple of years, especially in the last 4 years as well. So we now see Six of Cups. So Six of Cups is called the card of pleasure. It is sun energy. And with this, oh, it's interesting. Another card that represents sun energy. But yeah, Six of Cups for me is also about superstring theory. So maybe we're actually using the timelines to tap in and to really connect back with, other versions of self that have already established or already achieved what it is that we're setting out for. So we're kind of backward engineering with the energy of the sun too. So use this energy when you're sitting in the sun. I would even like clearly visualize and remember what it is that you're having like for future. So say, for example, you're wanting to have some kind of success in a certain area. So see yourself maybe 6 months down the track, reflecting on like how good that felt to have that success. So you want to go to the point of reference and then take yourself another 6 months forward as though it's already happened and it's totally normal for you. That's the vision I'm getting shown. So with this, we also have the Knight of Cups. So start moving towards this, start kind of like taking action around this. So there might be a certain way that you dress. There might be a certain, group or certain sort of spiritual connections that you reach out for. It might be about putting, your job resume in for something that you really are aligned to more on kind of like a value level, or that like your gifts and things also like are aligned to, but perhaps you've been a little bit scared or intimidated to put things out there. So I do feel this is having also taking or making some kind of physical action around this. So I would just get the Star Tarot and we'll have a look into this too. And it's interesting, with each deck of cards, I feel further and further away from that throat chakra energy. So this will be really, really good. Okay, let's have a look. And I love reading all of your comments. Thank you guys for participating and also liking and sharing this too. I'm really, really, I can see there's a bit of growth happening on my YouTube channel at the moment. And I'm so excited because I'm getting a little bit closer to around 5,000 subscribers. Not that I'm really focused on the number. It's more just about getting the message out there and being able to interact with such an amazing community. So I really appreciate everything you guys do. So we have the Strength card again, and the Knight of Cups, the Devil card, Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Three of Cups, and we have Prince of Wands. So we definitely have Phoenix energy too. We do see perhaps a few of you starting some things, starting off with a strong kind of energy, making a commitment. But we might also see where something comes up to block from that commitment. So I would say this is extreme dedication for self. This is sometimes, when we book a class or things like that, and we're like, yeah, that's it. I'm committing to going to meditation every Friday night, or I'm committing to, going and doing that yoga class. And then we find that something comes up, it prevents us from going to something. So whether it's to make that commitment, switch off your phone, be sort of outside of the circumstances that could drag you back. And I know sometimes it's impossible, when we have families and things too, but as much as you can, make a dedication and commitment to self. That would be cool. What was it? 4. That'd be amazing. That many. But yeah, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So even if it is just like a little movement forward, it's actually going to create big shifts and changes. So the universe is actually watching you guys make these shifts and changes. You're actually going to come into new alignment with some beautiful friendships and beautiful connections. And I saw Deb say something about lunch as well. That sounds gorgeous. But yeah, we see here Three of Cups. That is the card of abundance. So this is not just abundance, when it comes to, finances and things, but it is abundance of connection is what I'm really feeling within this card. And we see here the Prince of Wands energy too. which is that phoenix rising from the ashes, Leo leadership energy. For me, this is also kind of like where we're like revisioning or rebirthing ourselves as well. So that is an important message. And I also want to have a look into one of the starseed decks by Rebecca Campbell. So let's have a look in and see what the message is for this week ahead. And they're showing me to also pick an animal card, one of the Australian animal cards too. All right, so we have 3 cards. So we have all paths lead to home, star bathing, and you're not alone. So this kind of echoes some of the things we've been talking about, but this is a beautiful card. Look at this labyrinth. So all paths lead to home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. And it almost looks like a time clock, or kind of like a Stargate type energy, or something of the name Stonehenge, which we know is also like a calendar, something also used as a bit of a portal activation. So yeah, definitely practice that 1.5 minutes, if you can, of holding that vision in its fullness. So what we also have with starbathing is light body, crystal grid, transmission, and activation. And I see Debs all the time putting up beautiful crystals. So maybe you guys want to make a little crystal grid. I know I was making one with my gorgeous stepdaughter yesterday. And, we're having so much fun with like crystals and me teaching her all about like the different names of the crystals and things. So yeah, might be time to also make a little grid for this eclipse as well. So the next one we have is, and this looks almost like in a spaceship. So it says, you're not alone. So isolation, physical connection, and community. So we did have a little energy here around kind of like moving towards, or moving, how would I say, like moving forward or taking like an action. So it definitely does feel, what would be the highest action that you could take right now? Or what would it even be sort of like one action that you could take right now to move towards like alignment with this other version of yourself too. So we did have 6 of cups, which is my parallel life. So really meditate, feel in. Oh, and I still have on my YouTube, which you guys might be watching this on now. So on my YouTube, you will see the Celestial Higher Timelines meditation. I've had such amazing feedback from people that are doing that and really vibrating and moving into higher timelines. So that is a really great one to do. So I want to pick a card from the Starseeds deck as well. Quite a few decks I'm feeling today. Spirit's wanting to give like a continuity of messages from multiple decks. Sometimes you'll have that kind of thing come up. We have the card of guidance, and we have the card of fruition and free spirit. So 3 beautiful cards. So you were not alone. You were guided by the masters and teachers of the higher realms. So that is a beautiful message. Fruition. Rest assured, your dreams, visions will come into fruition. Again, pause, go into this, put like a little timer on if you need to. You'll be amazed sometimes how fast the timer will go or how slow the timer will go too. I do find like doing breath work around this also helps. We have free spirit. So this is, to be a free spirit is to float without walls, to fly without judgment, and to love without conditions. So we did say too, this was releasing like 7 of Cups energy. So any of the hidden Scorpio things that might still be, feeling like within our body. So I do love magnets to release things like within the body. And I can see a few of you talking about like where to get crystals and things from. I'm very lucky that I have a wholesale account. If you do have an ABN or like a business number, I'm not sure what you would call it in the States or over in Canada, but a lot of the time you can go to wholesalers. All you need is like your business account number that you would use for tax purposes. So it does allow like a huge savings on crystals too. So that is like a good tip. Let me see if there's, that's right. They wanted us to look for the Australian animals ones. And, there's a couple just left here as well. Let me just see. Got some Lemurian cards come up. So there was one stuck at the bottom of the deck, which is Galah. which is a beautiful pink bird that we have over here, about the same size as the white cockatoos that you guys see regularly in my window in the background. So this beautiful pink galah, they're usually grey and pink with a little bit of white, maybe not as pink as this. There's a beautiful artist depiction of it. So I'll just have a look at this in my little booklet. And this is all about fun, cheekiness, boldness, humor. So are you taking life too seriously? Galah has come in to remind you to have fun, to show off with your friends, and aim to express yourself more freely. So it says here as well, Australia's favourite birds, Galah is known for its cheeky antics and quite a comedian. So it says as well, this encourages us to express our uniqueness, embrace all that you are, even if it is in the comfort of your own company. So creative expression through silly dancing or singing is a great way to have fun with your inner child. Galah asks you to be bold enough to express who you are, especially if doing so outside of your comfort zone. Sometimes we need a little push to shake things up. And I love how everyone in this gorgeous community, says hello to each other and really supports each other, and how you guys send love and things as well. So yeah, it's also saying about discovering a new passion, a hobby, or something that generally fulfills your soul. So will you look silly when you have to try something for the first time? That's okay. Let it go and have fun. So this again is about taking action towards something that you want to be in alignment with. So to shake things up, have some fun. It says here, it helps you express your creative self and to reconnect to your inner child. And thank you, Tim. Yeah, please hit the like button and make sure this goes out to more people. So the bravest thing you can do is to be yourself. So this is also about your sacral chakra and about laughter raising your vibration. And yeah, it's safe to express yourself. And I'm just having a look. Let me just run and grab a fairy deck that my gorgeous partner bought me last weekend. So I just wanted to make sure to share one of these cards with you, because this is such a cute deck. And for those of you that watch and sometimes see the little nature spirits and fairies and things that are in the background, it was interesting. I was actually looking for the Brian Frow fairy deck, which is an older deck that was around, I think, in the 90s that I used to love. And I was looking for a copy of that and I couldn't find it, but they did have this one. And then what struck me was I've actually got this exact being in a photo just in the background here. So I'll have to show you a comparison of that another time. But for those of you that watch regularly, you would have seen that little face that looks kind of like that nature spirit with the little, the deer antler type thing. So the card that we have for that one for this week is the Mandadroga Mother. So it says, find secrets hidden behind the brambles. So what are the secrets hidden behind your prickles? What are the secrets? And I'm just getting throat chakra energy. What are the things that you're hiding or that you perhaps don't express? What are the things that are kind of hidden behind what you think might be prickly about yourself? So yeah, gorgeous fairy energy joining us. And I just want to say as well, and I think Debs was saying, so definitely Meg's friend also has a crystal store, Sunny. So I've got a beautiful crystal that Meg got me that was from Sunny's store, a fire opal. So thanks for reminding me. And yeah, so there are shops in each of your countries as well. And I can see Shauna also has that deck. Well, I just want to say a big thank you for you guys joining me. I look forward to, seeing you guys on the weekends and things like that. And let me also remind you that we have my my chai recipe book. The chai recipe, where is that gone? Just going to bring this back up. So you'll find this on my website, that link that you click to find the recipe. And you can also purchase the recipe book, which has delicious, amazing recipes in it. And I do have strong critics having children So the kids get addicted to some of them. And remember, we also have the new Galactic show coming up next week. And you can see we have Sophie and I have a few shows coming up. We're going to be talking about a tarot special and our favorite decks and approaches to it. And we're also going to be talking about soul contracts with pets and animals and things too. So for those of you that also would like to book a session with me, let me just show you the link. So in my website, solreta.com, it does take you over to Mason Jupiter as well. So you'll be able to find me through both platforms. So there's the Starseed reading where we look into your origins and missions, and there's the Mystic Oracle reading as well. Please use the code word equinox in all caps because it will allow you to get 20% off. And this will last until the portal day, the 4th of the 4th. So thank you so much for everyone for joining us. Yeah, chai is magical. All right. I love you guys. Thank you. Have a beautiful day or night, depending on where you are in the world.